Hello, good morning, friends. Welcome to Eng-lane English classroom. Today I am here with a lesson in grammar, that is affirmative and negative sentences. Yes, I hope you have watched the video on the sentence. What are the kinds of sentences? Okay, you know that. And what was the first one? Let us see. First one was assertive or declarative. What's an assertive sentence? A sentence that makes a statement is called an assertive or declarative sentence. They make a mere statement. See the examples. Anu got the first prize. Anu got the first prize. Second, Anu did not get the first prize. Kerala is our state. Kerala is not our state. Okay, yes? Now, how can we identify them? They make statements. They begin with a noun phrase, that is subject, followed by a verb phrase, that's the predicate. They end with a full stop. Okay, yes? Now, how is it classified? We have discussed it once, but let us brush up it. Please see the pictures. Okay, what's this little girl saying? I'm Alice. I'm not Renu. Okay, now what's this little kid saying? I'm Renu. I'm not Alice. Now again, I can fly. The little bird says, I can fly. I cannot run fast. The deer says, I can run fast. I cannot fly. Now, see, let us compare A and B. I am Alice. I am Renu. I can fly. I can run fast. Next B. I am not Alice. I am not Renu. I cannot fly. I cannot run fast. Okay, you compare it. I am Alice. But here, Allah, right? You can see it in English. They state positive facts, whereas these sentences state negative ideas. There are negative words in them. See, notice the, and here notice the. Okay. Now, we can classify assertive or declarative into two. First one is affirmative or positive sentences. Second one is negative sentences. Let us see some examples. Or what is an affirmative sentence? Sentences which state positive facts are called affirmative or positive sentence. They affirm something. There will be they state positive facts. Just like that, the meaning will be there. And see the examples. I am Alice. I am Renu. I am Alice. I can fly. I can run fast. Like that. But see here, sentences that express negative ideas are called negative sentences. There will be negative words in the examples. I am not Alice. I am Alice Alda. I am not Renu. I cannot fly. I cannot run fast. Right? Yes? Now, in negative sentences, we can see any of the negative words. Right? Some of them are here. Not, no, neither, nor, nothing, never, few, little, hardly, scarcely, rarely, seldom. You know that, right? Now, please find out negative words in these sentences. Right? Here it is rarely. Here it is hardly. Here it is scarcely. Here it is seldom. It is few, little, neither, no, not, nothing, no. See, here's the position too. Grandfather rarely smoked before work. It is after auxiliary. This is after auxiliary. This is after auxiliary. This is after auxiliary. It's also after an auxiliary. This is before verb, and this is after the auxiliary, and this is at the end or after verb, and this is after auxiliary. Okay, dears. Now, usually, how do we form negative sentences? You know that is quite simple. Still, we should learn it thoroughly. Otherwise, there's a chance for to be mistaken, because some are somewhat complicated. You have to watch the whole video, then only it will be concrete and clear. Right? Okay. Usually, we form them with a not or and after auxiliary verbs. Right? Then negative sentence is subjective plus auxiliary, not or and. Here we can use any negative verb and main verb plus ROS. ROS means the rest of the sentence. This is the formula for negative sentences, right? But here there are some rules to put negative words that will be discussed later. But I think it is very clear: subjective, auxiliary, and or not, main verb plus the rest of the sentence. And sometimes, in the case of hardly, scarcely, rarely, such words, they are adverbs of frequencies. They can be put just before the verb in simple tenses. We'll discuss it later. Some of you have to know that, right? Now, which are the auxiliaries? We have learned it. Somehow we can brush it up, or we can remember it again. Is, are, was, were, have, has, had. It can be there alone. Then we will make it make it negative in different ways. That will be discussed later. Do, does, did, and shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, must, ought to, need, dare, used to. We have discussed it. And need, dare, these verbs, they are only auxiliaries. They are auxiliaries only when they are negative, and they are in negative sentences and interrogative. You know that, right? Otherwise, they are ordinary verbs or principal verbs. Okay, right. Now, shall we try to put some sentences negative? Okay. Mary can drive a car. What's the formula there? You remember the formula. Negative sentence, subject is there, not change. Auxiliary, after auxiliary we have to put not, and the main verb, the rest will be there without any change. So, Mary, just you put not here, no any other change. Mary cannot drive a car, right? Now, it will rain. Auxiliary is there, put not here, it will not rain. They are playing football. R is the auxiliary, so not here, and they are not playing football. Clear, yes? Okay. Now, try this. I like music. There is no auxiliary. We have discussed it when we discussed question tag. And here, Raji works with my mother. No auxiliary. He tried his best. No auxiliary. We have to bear in your mind that only on these three occasions there are no auxiliaries in English, right? So, whenever we discuss anything, that I mean framing questions and question tag and forming negatives and everything, we have to remember this, right? All auxiliaries are helping us to make negatives and questions and everything, right? And express mood. That's why they are called auxiliary or helping verbs. And how can we manage this problem, or we can make negatives for these sentences? Let us see. I like music. There is no auxiliary, then we have to consider the verb. Like is V1. First form. There is no yes, so auxiliary is do. Like is do, like. Now it is very simple. I don't like music. I do not like music, right? Next, Raji works with my mother. No auxiliary, so works is there. V1, yes is there, so you can put does, right? Then, simple, very nice. Raji does not work with my mother, or doesn't work with my mother. Next, he tried his best. It is the, then it is past. Then the auxiliary will be did. Then he didn't try his best. Very nice, yes. I think you have no any doubt at all. Now try this. You should have obeyed him. Should is there, have is two auxiliaries are there. Then you have to consider the first auxiliary, right? You shouldn't or should not have, not you should have not obeyed, right? You should not have obeyed him. Then here too the same case is there, so they might not have gone. Clear, yes? Now try to write all these into negative, right? Make it negative sentences. Okay, you can do it. He is reading a novel. Auxiliary is there. I am working in Dubai. They are playing football. I was writing a letter. They were watching a film. I like soft drinks. He comes late. No auxiliary, but we have discussed it. He brought the notes. I have met him. He has done that work. Dears, you please write the answers in a notebook. Okay, these two, they had left for their office. I shall do it. He should obey his parents. They will come tomorrow. I'd visit him when I was there. A bird can fly. He could run fast when he was young. It may rain. He might go. You must be there. They might have taken him. You should have reached earlier. Try to do it, yes. You have to make it clear that how do the auxiliaries occur in sentences. That will help you to make negatives and sort of questions and other passive for any item in English grammar, in language element in English. We have to know this. You have to learn it thoroughly. Right. Do it. Okay, now let us see the answers. He is there, is not. I am not working. They are not. I was not writing a letter. They were not watching a film. I do not like a soft. He does not come. See here, I like. There is no yes, so do it will be the auxiliary, do not. He comes, then this is the auxiliary, not should be added. Here brought, that is V2, past form, so did plus not. I have not, others, no doubt at all. Had not, shall not, should not, will not, would not, cannot, could not, may not, might not, must not, might not have, should not have. Okay, yes. Now this is the thrust part of the discriminant part of that sentence, that is auxiliary. That's why it is a helping verb. That is why it is called a helping verb. They help us to make negatives, questions and the like, right? Now what you have to do is, now try to write your own sentences and rewrite them into negative. Okay. Now please note this, very important. When have is used as an auxiliary ordinary verb, we can form negatives like other verbs. If there is has is there only without any other main verb, there will be only verb. There may mean, possess, take, experience, give birth, such like meaning will be there. Then it should be treated as an ordinary verb. As an example, we have lunch at 1. Here lunch means, here have means take food, take lunch. So it is an ordinary verb. We have to write like this. We don't have lunch at 1. If in a sentence, if there is only have, has or had, it is alone, we can write like this. See, we don't have. Anne has breakfast in bed. See, has is there. Anne does not have breakfast in bed. Next, I had a very good journey. The meaning is experience or enjoy. I did not have a very good journey. Clear, yes? Clear? Look at it again, right? Okay. Now you see, no means not any. And no can be used with all nouns. Not any can be used with all other phrases, and sometimes nouns with determiners. You know that there's such a slight distinction is that is why is there. That's why I mentioned it. Okay. Now this is very important. Yes, scarcely, hardly, never, seldom, and rarely are adverbs of frequency. എത്ര പെട്ടെന്ന് കാണിക്കുന്ന ക്രിയാവിശേഷങ്ങളാണ്. They are placed before simple tenses of verb. Simple present and simple past. There is no auxiliary. You know that. Then you can put them just before the verb. Right? That is why we have written a second formula in the beginning. As an example, he never saw. So is simple past. You know. So we put never before so. Simple past. Seldom goes. Simple present. We put seldom here. Hardly no. Simple present. Hardly here. Rained. Simple past. Hardly. And can never understand. But sorry. These are the examples for this rule. But you see, if there is an auxiliary, we put it after auxiliary. Can never understand. I can barely. I can barely see it. Okay, this I think very clear. If in simple present and past only, in future there will be auxiliary. Then you can put scarcely, hardly, never, seldom, and rarely just before the verb. Clear, right? But in the case of not, we have to find out the auxiliary, that is do, does, or did. But here it is not needed. It is different. Okay, that's why especially mentioned. But when they are put at the beginning of the sentence, these words can be put in the beginning of the sentence, then the order of the subject and the verb is inverted and auxiliary is used. See, here never is taken to the beginning. It is at the beginning of the sentence. So, see the sentence, never have I seen such a horrible insult. Never, this have is taken to first, that is inverted, and I seen, subject came after this auxiliary verb, then the rest is okay, right? Seldom, just like that. Seldom did the auxiliary came, and then the subject come late. Okay. Now, yes, I hope you have learned affirmative and negative sentences. Very simple, yes, but it is somewhat important. So learn it thoroughly. Thank you for watching. Meet you again. Till then, goodbye.